What's up, y'all? We back. Didn't take too long to break that time. It's Black Friday weekend. I am doing no Black Friday shopping, except for getting these for some blunts, of course. But just did some normal shopping. As you can tell, this is where I like to kind of relax and talk about shit, video games, life, stuff like that. And right now we're gonna talk about maybe let's move real quick over to a corner or something. But right now I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 1. My whole review of it, pretty much. It's not gonna be like a hella long video. I'm gonna get as in depth as I possibly can. A little disclaimer: I'm not like a professional gamer or anything. I've been playing fighting games and video games in general since I was like able to. Probably like 4 or 5, something like that. But Mortal Kombat 1, what can I say about it that everybody ain't already talked about, right? And let me get the story out the way, right? I think the story was awesome up until the very last chapter, the Armageddon chapter. I think for a first playthrough, it's like shocking and it's cool, and you're like, oh, look at this and that. But for the most part, I didn't really, we didn't get Onaga. I'm not necessarily disappointed in that, but that's whatever. I think NetherRealm, what they strive best at when it comes to stories is their character interactions, their character stories. Like, every little part with Kenshi and Johnny, with Liu, pretty much Liu Kang's interactions with everybody. It's just because it's funny. This is the first time we're seeing him as, the main dude, and essentially in like Raiden's spot. And he's created this new timeline, and he knows everybody, but they don't really know him. And I love that. All that was cool. The new take on Quan Chi, new Shang Tsung, probably besides, I know everybody loves Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat movie. I'm forgetting the actor's name, but his Shang Tsung. But this interpretation in Mortal Kombat 1, 2023, I love this Shang Tsung. He's so pompous and he's such an asshole. I love it. He's one of those guys that you love to hate. And I'm not gonna really chew too much on Baraka and Reptile, 2 jobber characters that were given awesome starting arcs. I can't wait to see like where these characters go in this new trilogy. And yeah, man, that's really all I'm gonna say about the story. NRS is really good with individual character stories and character interactions and moving those character stories along. But when it comes to the grand overarching thing, when it comes to a big bad and like there being like a final action set piece that's just crazy, it always ends up getting too crazy. Like, you're grounded and you're with the story and you're following it, and then it always gets to a point where you're like, yeah, this is that NRS writing kicking in. Like, this is bullshit. Like, one of those prime examples is MKX, Cassie, Sonya, pretty much the Cage family being the heroes. Okay, if you're a Cage fan, I'm pretty sure you love that, but I don't think the majority of the Mortal Kombat community are Cage fans. That's a hypothesis, I don't know. But I don't think most of us are Cage, like straight up diehard Cage fans like that. So, you know, that happening. MK11, it was a little better, but there's the examples that I could pull from MK11 are starting to slip. But the NRS writing, all that shit starts to kick in towards the end of this game. Like, I really just wish the last 2 chapters would have just straight up been Liu Kang, like tossed up between Liu Kang and Raiden, instead of just picking your fighter. Because now apparently Reiko, in my playthrough, in my playthrough I picked Liu Kang, and it pissed me off because I wasn't our Liu Kang. You're just some random Liu Kang. You're not even like Fire God Liu Kang. You're not even the main dude if you pick Liu Kang for the last chapter, like for going up the pyramid. You're just some other random Liu Kang. So that's weird. You know, it's just one of those, anybody could be the hero of that fight, when really it's like, nah, bro, the only person who would have won that fight would have been Fire God Liu Kang, and since this was a cameo-based assist system, like, it should have been Liu Kang and Raiden, since Raiden was Liu Kang's chosen one in this universe. That's how the ending should have been. I'm not too upset that we haven't gotten Onaga yet. We can keep building to him. Like, I'm pretty sure the story expansion for this game is gonna deal with Chaos Havoc, Lord Havoc. We're gonna deal with him in the story expansion, and that'll probably set up. My hope is this is the first time Mortal Kombat has ever had their arcade endings actually tie into the main story. Like, it's essentially like after credits for all the characters, like what happens after the main story. And so for me, what I would like to be able to do with that, I'm partially a Reiko main, and I love the fact that they're kind of tying in Onaga's entrance with General Shao and Reiko. Now my question is, are we going to be able to play that out? Like, are we going to get kind of like an Aftermath expansion where we can play on the villain side and we get to see how those arcade endings play out? Like, are we going to be able to play as Reiko being sent into the mountain to go break him out? And are we going to see him die? Because if you look at character interactions when Shao and Reiko are, like, if you've like gone to casual matches and you've gotten lucky enough to play as a Reiko or as a Shao, and you go against either one of those two, Reiko will be like, do you have any final words for me before I go and face Onaga? And General Shao's just like, pray. That's all you can do. So we can assume Reiko will probably, I don't like thinking that we see Reiko's death in his arcade ending. Like, I want to see him get bodied by Onaga and like whoever's protecting him, you know? Like, that's what I want to see. I want to be able to play that and experience it, not just see a comic slideshow of it. As artistic and cool as those are, I like the fact that they're tied to the story, but that's not how I want to see those events play out in general. You can like use arcade endings to set up teasers for what's going to happen in the expansion and the next games, but don't have the arcade endings be 30-second events that are really major, and that's the only way we're going to get to experience that. Like, seeing Onaga break out and fight Reiko, we're only going to see that in a comic snapshot. That's going to be kind of trash. I really hope we get to see that in some type of gameplay or cinematic fashion. But moving away from the story, invasions mode fucking sucks dick. I am sorry to anybody who's out there that actually likes playing invasions. That's fine, but just understand you are in the minority, and enjoy this shit while it lasts, because I hope to God they do not bring this back in Mortal Kombat 2. That's assuming they're even gonna call it that. They might as well, right? And look, invasions mode, wasn't terrible on launch patch. Like pre-patch, pre-first update, that major update they did, doing like the damage buffs and the damage nerfs, like Invasions was tolerable because yes, the opponents had armor that you could not break through their strings with, but you could get the talismans that had 8 charges on it, and it was elemental armor, and that was literally the exact same thing, and it took dozens upon dozens of, possibly around 100 hits maybe, before the elemental armor would decrease. That's on launch day. That's pre-patch, y'all. Invasions was tolerable because you could essentially do the same thing back to all the enemies, and it became funny. It almost became comical because you and the opponent were just doing strings on each other and nothing was connecting. So all you heard was ding, 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 and y'all two were just hitting each other, doing chip damage the entire time. Still boring? Yes, but at least it was funny because of that. Now, after the patch, Invasions mode is completely unbearable. Especially, I didn't know they were gonna do this. I thought each season they were just gonna add a mesa and you would just go through that for the month. No, you have to redo every fucking mesa to unlock everything, and then get to the new mesa that they put in. I don't know if I can do that. I really don't know if I can do that again for season 3. And I might, just because of the teaser. It's winter, so we might be getting that, the Dark Lord Sub-Zero skin. I might put myself through torture one last time to get that. But other than that, I cannot deal with Invasions mode. After the update, you cannot use elemental armor or talisman you can't use ethereal armor or elemental talisman armor. You can't use either one after the patch because it disintegrates after 5 hits now. 4 or 5, like around then, you can't get more than 10. I know that for a fact, and they actually do damage now. So everybody knows the best way to grind Invasions mode was to either through the 3 floor towers, or to just farm one opponent, because that's honestly faster. Just sticking on a one board. That, like, I did that in the Fanjian village in season 1. I just fought Kung Lao the entire time because my character's damage was so high. I could literally do a 2-hit string and it would kill him, and I could do the brutality and get a flawless victory, and that would be it. It'd be done. Because everyone knows if you get a flawless victory and you get a brutal in Invasions, you get the most XP. Now, because you actually take damage when you have the armor, you can't do that anymore. You actually have to try to dodge attacks before you get your few hits off to kill them and get your flawless victory and get your brutality. And with the bullshit that they have in Invasions, with the arcade stuff in there, with the shit on the ground, the smoke, the dark magic, all this stupid shit, they're trying to have you have skill in something with elements that negate skill, so it don't matter. You should have just kept the crypt in and just had to go around digging up bullshit. I would have just rather have that, honestly. I don't know. Like, you should have just done a conquest mode, but you couldn't. And I'm gonna get into that. Before I get into that, before I finish off this video, I'm gonna say one quick thing about the cameo system. I love the cameo system. I want them to stick with this system for this trilogy, and I want them to build on it. Like, I want them to develop it so it ends up being like more than just an assist system. It can be assist plus tag. I don't know if you guys follow Project L, but the shit what they're doing with that game, maybe they can take some influence with that and put that with, like, in Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 3, whatever. But keep building on the cameo system. I think it's at a good place. It started out, it's at a good spot right now for the entry, for the first time they're doing it. As long as they can build on it, like, double in the next game, I'm with it. Just keep building on it. That's all I want. That's all I want to say about the cameo system. Now, I know people are gonna hate hearing this, but this game is in this position right now. It launched this way, broken essentially. They're lucky this game is fun as hell, that's all I gotta say. But guys, this game essentially launched broken. And it launched broken because Warner Bros. Wanted to meet times for shareholders and because of COVID. And I get people hate the COVID excuse, but guys, NRS has never dropped a game with this many bugs, this many problems, like ever. And I remember Injustice 1 and MKX. I remember the little bit of bugs that were in those. It was not like this game. Those games all around were much more well-rounded and complete packages than Mortal Kombat 1. And I have full faith that Mortal Kombat 2, as long as some fucking pandemic doesn't happen again, that sends every developer back home to work in a fucking shitty home office, being with their family 24/7, as long as that doesn't happen again, and we can just keep the train on a regular, normal schedule, the next game will launch, like, hopefully, at the standards that MK11 set, at the standards that Capcom set with Street Fighter 6, with the standards that hopefully Bandai Namco will set with Tekken 8. I fully believe NRS's next game, Mortal Kombat 2, will be a full package with everything that Mortal Kombat 11 had at the start, Injustice 2 had at the start, all that bullshit. Mortal Kombat 1 is fun. It's got its problems. The story mode is really good. It's great for the most part. It's got solid gameplay, a solid cameo system. You know, shout out to Mortal Kombat. They're one of the only fighting game franchises. Somebody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but they're really the only, or one of the only fighting game franchises that have dipped their toes into every subgenre of fighting games. They've done 2D. They've done, they haven't really done tag, but they had a tag mode in MK9. They've had a 3D fighting game competing with Tekken during the Midway era. And now they're entering with their own assist-based Mortal Kombat style game. And I say let them keep building on that for this trilogy. And maybe after this trilogy, if they decide to reboot Mortal Kombat again, I say let's dip back into 3D. Let's see how they can do that in a modern day. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We're 17 minutes in. I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday and enjoy it. Have a good Black Friday. Don't go out and get stomped out at a Walmart trying to get a TV for 25% off. And you guys have a beautiful day. Enjoy Mortal Kombat. And let's hope this only gets better. You guys enjoying Omni-Man? Are you enjoying Tremor? I haven't personally played him yet, so I don't know. But I have been watching Invincible Season 2, and you can expect some Invincible videos coming up soon. Peace!